We're going to do the 5 quarts of mix. I need a tablespoon.
Okay.
Thanks. Thanks.
You don't have to go through the mix.
I don't have. No, I don't, because you already did for the first batch. So I'm going to grab it by the neck, like Jeff said. Pull off the cap. You haven't, you ever drop an egg on the floor and try to clean it up in your kitchen? Multiply it by 1,000, and that's a bag of mix. I'm going to just lift up the gate.
We get super fancy around here.
Now, those of you watching on YouTube, the recipe is right up there at emerythompson.com under one heading, and then in another head, and you click on it, and it'll take you to this video. So that makes it easy. Sorry. I'm going to put in 2 ounces of vanilla. I prefer Lockhead. It's a family business. It's been around forever.
Darren is the greatest guy. You can't meet anyone else so humble as he is. He does a great job of making sure people understand the vanilla and how many different, I think he said there's over 100 different varieties of vanilla that you can get. And this is Steve's favorite. And they grow their vanilla in Madagascar. So they have a couple plants over there where they grow it, and they do a lot for their community too. So not only are you buying great vanilla, they're also supporting a company that does what is it that they do over there? I think it's with water, Clean Water Act or something like that.
Okay, I've got my blend, my mix. I lost the recipe. I made this for Christmas and lost the recipe, so we're winging it at the moment. We're going to say 5 to 7 tablespoons of organic cinnamon. And I had that, Christi, out here somewhere. Thank you.
That's allulose, isn't it?
Got it.
No? Oh,
No.
okay.
And so we're gonna do a Jeff Markow. We're gonna put some in and taste it, and then see how it is. Normally I do everything mathematically.
I'll start breaking your cookies.
Okay, just half.
Correct.
All the times have changed.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is, I got this from Amazon. This is classic. It says cinnamon powder, organic. I don't think the organic matters to me on cinnamon, but there it is. It's good for marketing. And so I am going to I like to use these squeeze cups. This is what we use to sell Italian ice in New York. We call it a squeeze cup, and what you do is you put the Italian ice in here, you crown it over, so it's a 3.5 ounce cup. Once you crown it over, it's 4 ounces, and we squeeze it up and eat it from the bottom. It's a lot of fun, and very, very inexpensive. If you ask anyone outside of the west of the Hudson River for squeeze cups, your paper supplier, they'll look at you with the deer in the headlights. It's called a pleated water cup. Pleated water cup, and they're made by Solo, which is where Christi came from. Before she was doing this, she was running production lines making beer cups, overseeing the machinery that made beer cups. So Christi has a mechanical background before she got into sales with us.
What's a beer cup?
It's just
something you drink beer out of.
like when you go to theme parks.
You know the red cups?
Red Solo cup.
A red Solo
I
cup.
fill you up.
It's a country song.
Well, it wasn't the red Solo cup, but you go to an event or a theme park and you get a beer and it's got Bud Light all over it. Can I say that?
Yes, you
Well,
can.
I just did.
We can say anything.
Anyways, so there's a whole science behind it. If there's
Can
too
I
much-
say I don't drink beer?
Well,
Okay.
I don't either.
Well, you can have water in it. We have some in there.
Then
I don't
they're
like beer either.
water cups.
Tastes good to me.
Perfect? Mm-hmm. Okay,
I think.
that was if you want to adjust your formula, that was 5 tablespoons. Mm-hmm. 5 heaping tablespoons of the cinnamon. So we've got those ingredients in. I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to turn on the refrigeration right away. Now I'm freezing. I'm getting working. Since nothing's going to happen for the first 2 or 3 minutes, I have sugar cookies that I've purchased from our supermarket, and I'm going to throw them in whole, and it's going to grind them up. Actually, they're so big, I'll just break them in half.
Little on the floor doesn't matter.
Were you eating them?
No,
No, that's for when it's coming out.
they're a little too big for that.
No, they're perfect. I had a father call me, and he had 3 children, and the 5-year-old was saying to the 2-year-old, he was using my videos like Sesame Street. We all remember that. Greatest babysitter ever to come along. And so he's got Saturday duty, and he's got the kids in the TV room, and they're watching Emery Thompson videos. And the 5-year-old says to the 3-year-old, he repeats me, I'm doing this exact same thing. And he goes, and the little kid says to the younger little kid, now don't try this with a Taylor machine because it won't work. And I'm going, wow, I'm Sesame Street. I've made it.
Now, Steve's only breaking the cookies up because they're just extra wide. If the cookies were, in the width to where you could put them in just straight like Jeff did with the Oreos, that's completely fine.
And now I'm showing off. I'm doing 2 at a time.
Whoa.
And there are enough cookies in this formula so that the ice cream maker can have 2 whole cookies just to test their freshness, just so you know. But when Jeff said he tests every batch beforehand, let me just warn you about that. If Jeff makes 30 batches today, he has now consumed 30 ounces of ice cream. You don't want to be eating 30 ounces of ice cream every day of your life.
Be thy not thy brother's keeper.
Huh?
Nothing.
Okay. So anyway, just be warned. Be careful. Don't fall in love with your own product.
Fall in love with your product.
Now, all the time that someone else in this room might be preparing their ice cream with the refrigeration off, mine's freezing. I'm already 2 minutes and 19 seconds into the batch, and they're all going to blend perfectly. So I came up with 2 terms using actually strawberries. So let's pretend these are strawberries. I call it my fruit flavor and my fruit identity. No other machine can you put all these ingredients in like this, so that when you taste the ice cream, if you were blindfolded right now and taste it, you say, yep, that's sugar cookie ice cream. You take the blindfold off, though, and you go, where are the cookies? I don't see any cookies. So my fruit flavor, my strawberry or sugar cookie, is in the machine. It's every particle of dairy now has a particle of sugar cookie next to it. But where's the looks? We eat with our eyes. So I'm going to add the pieces of cookies as it's coming out, so that when you're eating the ice cream, you also get a piece of cookie. I think it makes for a much better flavor. Haagen-Dazs, as I mentioned before, I helped put him in business. That was Reuben Madison, his mother, about 6 miles from our Bronx factory. And they were using batch freezers, Emery Thompsons, from their start for many years. Then they went national and they went to a different type of machine called a continuous freezer. It's about $1 million by the time you set it all up with the tanks and everything else. And the ice cream changes. It becomes a commercial grade ice cream now. Now the only thing that machine can do is vanilla ice cream, and it has another $40,000 machine out here that injects strawberries. It may look like strawberry ice cream, but it's vanilla ice cream with strawberries added to it. We have, with our batch freezer, for every particle of dairy, a particle of strawberry. So the original Haagen-Dazs, which is a great ice cream today, I think one of the best commercial ice creams on the market, same with Ben & Jerry's, same scenario, still can't top what you're doing, homemade. So we'll save that for Paula, or throw it in the trash.
Paula recycles everything. You have to throw stuff out without her looking.
Even I'm recycled.
Oh, yeah.
Any questions? You can see how easy this is. The one comment that the 3 of us always hear when they look at the videos is, I can't believe how easy it is. It can't be that easy, but it really is. And in no time at all, you'll have your flavors down to a 3x5 file card. You buy Jeff's book, which has got the recipes in it, Mystic Ice Cream Original Recipes. You have our videos. Now we just did one, now we're at 457. This is 458, we're getting there. To go and look at the videos and also the formulas. And then you'll change it. Hi to you too. What? Emery Thompson, yes, that's where we are. Oh, I'll get to that later. Shameless. Now I lost my train of thought.
Talking about easy it is, and you'll develop your own flavors, and then you'll change it.
Yeah, to me, making ice cream is mathematical. To Jeff, it's an art. To me, it's mathematics. If I had to bake a birthday cake, let me see where my time is. I'm at 5:43, I'm good. If I had to bake a birthday cake, and I don't bake, I don't know anything about it, I would get The Joy of Cooking or Betty Crocker or some other cookbook, and it would say add this much flour, this much water, this much sugar, and this much lemon for a lemon cake. And I'd follow the recipe, and I'd have a great birthday cake. Now, if I want to go into Steve Thompson's house of birthday cakes, I'm probably going to change up the formula. So what can I do? Add more water? No, it'll be soupy. Add more flour? It'll be dry. Add more sugar? Sure, I'm like Ben Cohen at Ben and Jerry's. This guy's got a terrible sweet tooth, so his ice cream's sweeter than Haagen-Dazs. I can add more sugar, and I can adjust the flavor. So when you're making ice cream, and it's a 12-quart machine, you're going to put 5 quarts of mix in. That's a given. And then you're going to add a certain amount of flavor. So there isn't that much to adjust to come up with your secret formula. And it's that easy. So if you told me I had to make, Christi made pickle Italian ice last fall.
That was good. I don't care what anybody says.
Christi's got a machine at home at Emery Thompson. I don't have a machine at home, but Christi does. And my wife's office is bigger than mine too. But Christi came up and did 2 or 3 batches until she and her husband Mickey came up with the perfect flavor. And then it was Mickey who sold it because, I mean, really, how are you going to sell pickle Italian ice except in West Texas? Mickey came up with, he did bacon it was so flat. It was flatter than the Sahara Desert. I mean, it was beautiful. And so here you've got this product that nobody wants, and Christi comes along, sticks a piece of bacon in it. Now it's everybody's favorite Italian ice because it's got bacon. And that's sometimes all it is, you know.
And you know, everybody in the audience that tried it, they were very, very surprised. It was the Clausen pickles and sugar, and then a strip of bacon put into it. And they were using the bacon as a spoon to eat the Italian ice and then eat the bacon at the same time. Jeff was repulsed by it, but that's Jeff. He's plain Jane, basic, simple, go out the door and you're done.
I was repulsed by it too, but the bacon was great.
He's repulsed by everything.
The bacon was great.
Bacon is always mistaken grace.
It is.
You can't lose the bacon.
It was definitely very different. It's not something I would eat every single time I go to an Italian ice or ice cream store, but you have that on your menu outside your door, or you just come up with anything crazy, whether it's sriracha mango ice or sriracha mango ice cream or pickle Italian ice, and put it outside your door. People go, what? I want to try that. Or even if they don't want to try it, they get in the door, they see your other flavors. Okay, I'll take butter pecan. So even just doing something like that to draw people in, you can. Jeff disagrees, but he puts
Or they'll come
caramel
in and
crunch.
they'll tell their friends, that place is too wacky for me.
Coming from the guy with a disco ball on his ceiling in his ice cream store. Too wacko, yeah? Okay.
Okay, this is ready. I'll show you how. Open it, close it, cuts it off like a knife went through it. That's simple. Open, close, knife. Now, I'm going to turn off the refrigeration switch. I don't want it to get any colder. You want to mix it for me?
Oh, I'm mixing or I'm extracting?
I'm extracting, you're mixing.
So then I need that.
Oh,
No,
that
you just
worked
need
well.
a spatula or a spoon. There you go. So Christi's just going to mix it around a little bit. I'm going to throw in some more cookies. This is a different take on the 2.5 gallon tub. These are nice to bribe the judge with, or give to friends. And so I'm just going to take some ice cream out of here, about like this. And then I'll throw in cookies, and Christi will just stir it around a little bit. The nice thing about the smaller containers, if you do any wholesale going to a restaurant, these big round tubs take up a lot of space in the freezer. You got one tub, whereas I could have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these in the same space. So I can give the chef more flavors in the same amount of freezing space. Why do we care about freezing space? Because rent is going up. And as rent goes up, the owner says, I can't make the store any bigger, but if I had 10 more tables or 6 more tables, I could bring in more revenue. Therefore, excuse me, executive chef, I'm going to shrink your kitchen from here to here. And so I can put more tables out front. And now he doesn't have enough room to buy Haagen-Dazs, and that will leave it on top like that. So if you'll show them just how pretty that looks.
The ice cream, not me.
And this is a one-person act. You don't need 2 people to do it. I'm just trying to speed things up because our partner over there takes so much time. And when you're first doing this, have an extra bag of cookies on hand that you've already broken up and you just put in a container you could put in the fridge, because you'll be heavy-handed on the first tub and then you run out for the second tub. So it's just an easy way to compensate for it. And that's going to be about it, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We're getting down to a controversial point here, and that is we have cookie dust. I could still use this because Christi broke them up big, but with Oreo cookies and some others, you end up with cookie dust. And let's say it's Oreo cookie ice cream. People's tendency is you got a tub and you pour the cookie dust on top. Well, I'm from New York, so anything that's moving other than a human is a cockroach, and anything that is on here that is dark in color and powdery is dirt. So don't be tempted to throw the cookie dust, on top. It just doesn't look that good. And that's it. Look how fast that was. If there's any left over here, I'll send it out to the office. Any questions on this one? I think you'll like the taste of it. We found out, and unfortunately you won't be here, that after it goes through the hardening phase, the cinnamon flavor intensifies. I see that a lot. You make a vanilla ice cream and you taste it, and I ask you how it is, and the audience says, it's good, but you could have used a little more vanilla. Wait till tomorrow, the flavor will enhance, vanilla extract will enhance, and the flavor will be stronger. The cinnamon does the same thing. I don't know why, but it just does. So you can't judge your ice cream until it's been through the hardening phase.
It's probably the protein in the dairy that absorbs it.
Can you add too much liquid to the mix to offset it freezing of anything? Can you add too much liquid of anything?
Yeah, good question. I'm going to take that, Christi. I had a guy call me yesterday. I was going to save it for our new feature on Monday, where Christi and I are going to take 10 minutes and answer people's questions. And the guy, Jeff, taught me about this, Torani flavors. They're really great. They're syrups, and they're really sugary. There's a lot of sugar in this flavor. And so the guy has got a CB350, and he says, I've had it now for 10 months. Everything's great. Every batch is flawless. I've got lines out the street. But last night I made a batch using the Torani syrup, and the stuff, all the flavor bled to the bottom of the can. He was making an ice. And I said, what's your formula? And he told me he took this whole bottle and put it in here. This whole bottle, the formula goes for not this size machine, but the next up, the 24 quart. So he had 4 times as much sugar syrup in his, he said it tasted great. I said, you must be like, Ben and Jerry's. You burned out your taste buds at college doing acid. He had way too much of this stuff in there. This should have been a cup or at most a pint. into there. He put the whole bottle in. So yes, you can overdo it, but it's probably a flaw in your formula. But Jeff's idea is also good. I hadn't thought of that before, so I learned something new today, which I love doing. Jeff asked the question, what do you do if you've put an ingredient in and all of a sudden it's too strong? And I go, I don't know. And Jeff said it's simple. Add more mix. So if you screw it up, compensate for it. But please write it down on your formula and number or label somehow your container, because when you hit your perfect formula, you're going to go, boy, this is great. This is the best of the 6. Oh, which one was this? You know, you want to know. So I'm out on that one. And who's next? Jeff is next.
Really?
I think so. Did we want to take a break? Does anybody need a bathroom break?
That's what was on here.
That's what we usually
Coffee
do, yes? Okay, 5 minutes and we'll come back.